any decision that I've made or any game that I've captained has always been with Cricket Australia and the selectors' blessing, and I think it's always been my job to try and do the best that I can and take the team forward. The day has come for me to move on now and let someone else assume that responsibility. I've felt the timing was absolutely perfect. When you think about what we've got coming up, we've got Bangladesh, obviously. Sri Lanka will be a tough test match tour for us, and one-day tour for that matter, and so will South Africa. So I wanted to make sure that the person coming in had as much time as they possibly could to get themselves prepared and get their direction, I guess, and their focus on where they see the team going as much in place as possible. So, it's all been pretty rushed, really, since I arrived back, and everything I've had to do with the thinking I've had to do, the conversations I've had to have. The fact that a Bangladesh touring squad is going to be announced tomorrow, I needed to get on top of it with the selectors. So it's all been pretty rushed, but I'm very happy with the decision I've made, and it will give the next captain a great opportunity to put his fingerprints on the Australian cricket team. I've made the decision, I guess, hoping that I'll be selected in the squad tomorrow. If that is the case and I am selected, then I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to actually just playing as a player. I'm looking forward to turning up to training and working as hard as I can and setting examples for everybody else, and hopefully getting back to playing the way that I want to play, in the way that I know I'm capable of playing. I'd like to think that through my playing time I've achieved a whole lot more than that, though, whether that be as a player or as a captain of this side. It's funny how we talk about losing the Ashes 3 times. Playing in 3 World Cup winning teams never comes up very often. Winning 16 consecutive Test matches doesn't come up very often. Winning 30-odd consecutive World Cup games doesn't come up very often. But that's the world we live in. I know within myself, and my teammates know, and everyone at Cricket Australia knows what I've been able to achieve in the game, and that's what I'm very proud of. The things that I've been able to achieve as a captain, as a player, and with the players that have played with are memories that I'll never forget. I think probably if I was to pick one, it would probably be the first World Cup that I captained. A relatively new captain going into that tournament. As everyone knows, we got through the tournament undefeated. I made a big 100 in the final, and to this day, that's probably one of the proudest moments of my career. As a captain and as the most senior player in the team, I think that's where a lot of that responsibility should have been. A lot of it, I guess, will come back onto the captain, but we've got great coaching structures around the team now. Obviously, the selectors are doing the best job that they can to pick the right people for certain roles in the team. There's no doubt over the last few years things have become harder around the team. Like to captain the side when things aren't always going brilliantly or perfectly has been difficult. Batting at number 3 with that extra workload, I guess, has been a little bit more difficult as well. But now that that's not the case, I think by the time I get to Bangladesh, if selected, I'll have a bit of a load off my shoulders, and I can just really worry about preparing myself the best way possibly to be the best player that I can be for the next period of time. No, I'll never lose belief in anything that I can do on a cricket field or around a cricket team. I think if I lost that belief, I think it'd be a waste of time me going on and playing anymore. That's the way that I look at it. I still think, as I've said a number of times, and I'll continue to say, I believe that with the experience I have in the international game, that with my cricket skills aside, the way that I understand the game, I think will be very beneficial to everybody involved in the Australian cricket teams that I play in for the next couple of years. It's not up to me because the captain picks the batting order, so I'll be being told, I guess, where I'm going to be batting for the next little bit. But good question. I was asked a lot about that at the end of the Ashes series, if I felt the number 3 spot was still the best place for me to bat. I still believe it is, but we'll wait and see what the next captain's got to say about that. I would have liked to have won an Ashes series away. That would have been a nice thing to have done as a captain. And obviously sitting here today now, I've given up that opportunity to do that. So that's something that I would have loved to have been able to achieve. As far as milestones and those sort of things are concerned, that's not the reason I play. The reason I play is to win games for Australia. I love the contest of bowler against batsman. And I want to make sure that, if possible, I'm the one that's out there hitting the winning runs every game. Winning games of cricket has always been my motivation, and sharing great times with my mates on the cricket field and maybe being able to help them win games of cricket for their country is the other motivating factor. So nothing's changed there. I haven't put a finished date or time on when my international career is going to be over. To tell the honest truth, I actually think the fact that I'm not captain anymore might give me a chance of actually playing better. I think it'll just keep me a bit mentally fresher than probably what I have been in the last couple of years. And I think if I'm mentally fresh and got my my skills in reasonable order, then I think I'll be able to certainly bat better than I have in the last 6 months. So, yeah, look, I won't ever write that off, because I'd love to be able to go back there again and give it a crack at winning another Ashes series in England. But we'll wait and see how my form is in the immediate future.